So I've been using a gaming laptop for the past 4 years, and one thing I learned pretty fast is that gaming laptop get pretty hot whenever you're using them to edit videos or to play a game. The gaming laptop that I've been using for the past 4 years is a Asus ROG M16. This one came out back in 2021 and I've been using it ever since. But honestly, I wish I started using a laptop cooler when I started using a gaming laptop, because then it would have improved my productivity. It will also expand the lifespan of my laptop, and also things would just be much faster, whether it be gaming or editing videos. Today we'll be checking out the Llano V12 Ultra, and this is a laptop cooler that actually works, because back then I used to think that laptop cooler don't actually work, but this one, after checking it out, I've been using it for the past week, and trust me, it has been a game changer. Whenever I'm exporting my videos or editing my videos, like, it just goes by pretty quick. Before we talk more about the Llano V12 Ultra, let's go back to 1 week ago when I was unboxing this for the first time. After unboxing this, the setup is pretty easy, and you do get the option to use the software to control this laptop cooler, or you could just use the buttons and the dial that are on the laptop cooler itself to control the laptop cooler fan speed and also the RGB. I like the fact that they gave us this option, because honestly, sometimes when I get products, I don't like to install software in order to use them. I like to just plug and play. I don't really want to go through the software and set it up and all that. But if you do decide to use the software, here's how to download and use the software. So to download the software, just pretty much go to llano.com and then go to support and then go to downloads. And then here in downloads, you pretty much just want to download the V12 Ultra laptop cooler software. Just go ahead and just download that, and it shouldn't take long depending on your Wi-Fi speed. Once it's done, just go ahead and install it. So once it's downloaded, just go to your download folder, then go ahead and extract that zip file real quick. Once it's extracted, just go ahead and double click on the setup file right there, and then just go ahead and hit OK right here, do yes, and then pretty much just go through the steps right here. So pick your language. I'll just do quick install for now, because why not, and then do run. And then click on yes right here again, and then it should be installing. Then just go ahead and read through this right here and just hit accept. And then once you accept it, you can pretty much see it goes and grab your hardware information. Like, this is pretty much everything that's inside my computer right now. And then you can go to device management, and I'm gonna go ahead and add this. So in order to add this, you have to plug in the USB-C cable to your computer. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. But inside the hardware cooler tab, you can see pretty much all your temperatures. You could see your processor temperature, your GPU temperature, the motherboard temperature, the hard drive temperature, and also the memory stick temperature. And if you want, you could view that on a curve for each device. However you want to do it, you can view it on a graph, whichever one makes, but I think I like to just see the temperature right there. And you can also see like the frequency, the CPU voltage, CPU terminal power, CPU frequency, CPU memory frequency, GPU, and also memory usage. And then over here, like I said before, this is just pretty much the specs of my laptop right there. So once you plug in the USB-C to your laptop right there, just make sure that the laptop cooler is turned on, and then you can just go ahead and do add device, and pretty much it will just go through and scan for that device. And then once it's done scanning, you can go here and you see the V12 Ultra right there. Just go ahead and download it, and then right there you get a pop-up to use the device right there. So inside here you can pretty much control the RPM mode. So you can do low mode, so that's the low mode, and it brings the RPM to 650. And if we go to like medium brings it to 1,000, and then high brings it to 1,375. And then also you could do like custom, and you could also do manual touch, which pretty much you could adjust it right here. That's getting really loud. And then you could control like the color mode, so you could do like a solid mode. You could change the color. As you can see, the color is changing right there. So let's do red, green, you have purple, yellow. You could also do like a breathing effect, so that's the breathing effect right there. Then you have also like a color gradient, so this like slowly cycles through the colors. And then you also have the color chase, so this is if you're into like this more RGB kind of stuff. But for me, I think the solid color looks pretty cool, especially the blue right there. So also you can see the CPU temperature and also the CPU usage. So right now I'm using like 5% of the CPU, which brings the temperature to around 46 degrees Celsius, and also the GPU is using around 5% also, and the temperature is currently 44 degrees Celsius. It also tells me my usage of my DRAM and also my VRAM, which is pretty useful. But that's pretty much what the application consists of. And as you can see, as I said, you pretty much get some information about the temperature, the frequency, terminal power consumption. But you don't have to use this. If you want, you can just go ahead and use the physical buttons right there. So on the laptop cooler, you get 3 buttons. One is for the power to turn it on or off, and then the other one is for the lighting modes, and the other one is to change the color of the lights. And then you also get a roller, which the roller is basically used to control the RPM of the fans. You can pretty much run the fans from 300 RPMs all the way up to 2,800 RPM. On the laptop cooler, you also get like 2 little stands to keep your laptop in place whenever your laptop is on the laptop cooler. And then when it comes down to ports, you get a lot of ports on this laptop cooler. So pretty much you get 3 USB-A ports, which you can transfer data to, and you also get a USB-C port, which is basically connected to your laptop if you're using the software. And then you also get a DC 12-volt port, which basically powers this laptop cooler right here. The design on this laptop cooler is pretty neat, and you can see that they definitely spent time when they were designing this laptop cooler to be as efficient as possible. Like for example, this foam right here is used to seal your laptop whenever you put it on the laptop cooler, so it just forces the air up inside your laptop, inside every little corner and creases. Like none of the air that is forced from the laptop cooler is going to escape. Everything is just going to go up through the laptop and then through the laptop vents. So by doing that, it just makes cooling more efficient. So the noise level on this fan range from around 20 to 70 decibels. So it's gonna get really loud when it's on the highest RPM, to be honest. So one thing I like about this laptop cooler is the fact that it comes with a dust filter that you can easily access. So you can literally just take it out and clean it, or you can take it out and replace it with the spare that you get inside of the box. And also on the llano V12 Ultra, it comes with some legs, so you can pretty much raise your laptop however you want it. You can raise it to the highest or medium, or you could just lay it flat. And it also comes with silicone pads, which pretty much keeps your laptop cooler in place whenever it's on your desk, so it doesn't like slide off your decks easily. So right now the fans on my computer are currently off, but on the laptop cooler itself, the fans are on the minimum speed, which is 300 RPM, and this is how it sounds. And this is what the temperature is like on the CPU and also the GPU whenever the fan on the laptop cooler is on the lowest speed. So as you can see, my CPU is around 41 or 40 degrees Celsius and my GPU is around 37 degrees Celsius. That's kind of cool, to be honest. I've seen my GPU go up all the way up to like in the 70 degrees Celsius before, so this right now is currently cool, to be honest. But to be honest, I'm not really doing anything right now on my computer. I'm just like browsing the internet and so on. So right now I'm going to go ahead and take my laptop off silent mode, and then I'm going to go in manual mode, and that's where I have the fans running as fast as they can. And in manual mode I have it set to run the fans as fast as possible. So let's go ahead and move that over in manual mode, and you should hear the sound go up on the fans. You should see the RPM also go up in a couple seconds. So now it's at 2400 RPM on both fans, the CPU fan and also the GPU fan, and you can see it's actually kicking up right there. So you can see the maximum RPM that you can get on the fans is 6600 RPM, which is really fast, because on the laptop cooler itself it only goes up to 2800 RPM. So also I'm gonna max out the speed on the fans on the laptop cooler itself, and then I'm gonna show you guys how it sounds whenever both fans are at maximum speed. All right, so right now this is at 300 RPM. I'm just gonna rank it up, and now it's at 2800 RPM, just like that. And as you can see, my temperature dropped on my CPU and also my GPU. So right now the temperature on my CPU is at 35 degrees Celsius, and on my GPU it is at 32 degrees Celsius. Those are coming from all the way in the 40 degrees Celsius. So you can see that the laptop cooler makes a big difference whenever you turn it on. So right now I'm going to do a rendering comparison with the laptop cooler and without the laptop cooler. And we're going to compare and see the temperature differences and also the time it takes to render. So let's go ahead and do that comparison. Right now I'm going to go ahead and export this video right here. So this is my previous video that I uploaded to YouTube, and I'm just going to export this on the silent mode settings on my laptop. And right now I have the laptop cooler turned off, and pretty much we're just going to compare the temperature and the time that it takes to render this project right here that I uploaded last to my channel. So this right here is a 10-minute YouTube video, and I'm just gonna export it real quick. All right, so I have the timer set right there, and I have it ready to render in Adobe Media Encoder. So let's go ahead and hit start right here. Start my timer also. All right, let's see how many minutes it will calculate to render. As you can see, we're currently like 15 seconds in already, and we're still waiting for it to render. So it's kind of just preparing the audios and the videos and all that. So let's just give it some time. Right now we're kind of off to a smooth start, as you guys can see right there, kind of off to a smooth start, and we are 1 minute 18 seconds in. So I'll check back with you guys. Let's actually check the temperatures right now. So you can see my temperatures are going up. My fans are kicking in, but this is just the fan on the computer itself. So right now my fans are at 3200 RPMs, and it's at like 36 decibels. And you can see my CPU temperature is getting up there, like it's 84 degrees Celsius. My GPU temperature is 69 degrees Celsius, and the temperature just keeps rising, as you guys can see. So yeah, let's just keep an eye on the temperature as we render this right here. I'll check in with you guys in a couple minutes.
A few moments later.
All right, so about 7 minutes and 37 seconds in, and my fans are kicking in loud. So right now they're at 3200 RPM and 3300 RPM, and as you can see, my temperature is way up in the 70s, and sometimes it goes in the 80s. Also, same with my GPU, it's like in the 60s, sometimes it goes to the 70s. So for my GPU, it's just pretty much in the high 60s, and sometimes it goes in the 70s here and there. And if you listen closely right here, you can hear my fans going in. All right, so that's the sound of my fan right now on the laptop itself. As you can see, the laptop cooler is not yet turned on. So at the rate this is going, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a quick shower. I'll be right back and give you guys an update.
One eternity later.
All right, so 31 minutes in, and let's look at the temperature real quick. So temperature went down to 70 degrees, 66 degrees, and same for the GPUs, around 64 degrees, and my fans are like 3200 RPMs. So that's the current temperature. So my footage just finished rendering, and as you can see, it took around 33 minutes right there, and that was while my laptop cooler was off and it was in silent mode. For my laptop itself, that was in silent mode, and as you can see, my temperatures went up all the way to 80 degrees Celsius while it was exporting this video right here. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna max out my fan speeds on my laptop and also max out the fan speed on the laptop cooler also, and see how long it takes and also the temperature as it renders this same footage right here. Let's go ahead and turn this on, and also let's go ahead and turn this all the way up. So 2800 RPM, and you guys can hear that loud fan noise behind me. You might not be able to hear it because I have noise cancellation on my microphone, but let me know if you can hear it with noise cancellation on my microphone. Also, I'm going to put my laptop in manual mode, which is basically set to max out all my CPU fans and all my GPU fans to the maximum RPM. So now that's in pretty much manual mode, and this right here, the laptop cooler itself, is maxed out to 2800 RPM. Let's go ahead and render that same footage real quick. Alright, so I have my timer right there, and I have my footage right there ready to render, and let's just take a look at the temperature and the fan speed right now. So my fan speed on my laptop itself is 6600 RPM on the CPU fan and 6300 RPM on the GPU fan. And then when it comes down to temperature, right now my CPU temperature is at 39 degrees Celsius and my GPU temperature is at 36 degrees Celsius. So now let's go ahead and start the rendering. Alright, so rendering just started, and as you can see, my timer is going 5 seconds in, and let's see how long it takes, and let's see the temperature as this renders. Alright, so definitely seems to be moving a lot faster, as you guys can see right there. I'm just like not even a minute in yet, and you can see my remaining time is like 20 minutes. So right now it's moving really fast. And let's look at my temperature while I'm here. So my temperature right now on the CPU is up to 62 degrees Celsius, and my temperature on my GPU is up to 56 degrees Celsius. I have to admit that it's really loud right now in my room, but hey, I don't really care. I just care about performance. I don't really care about the loudness of the fans, and I just want to export my project as fast as possible. So I just saw my CPU went up 74 degrees Celsius, but for the most part it seems to be in the 60s and also the 50s, which is really good compared to when the laptop cooler was off before. Alright, so now we're about 5 minutes in, and as you can see I have like 10 minutes left right there. And let's look at the temperature right now. So right now you can see my CPU temperature is in the 60s. Sometimes it jump up to the 70s, but it doesn't really stay in the 70s. It like jump up to the 70s and then go back to the 60s instantly. And you can see over here, you can see my GPU is in the 50s, and pretty much my CPU is just in the 70s. It actually went to 80 just now. I guess depending on the usage, you can see it jump all the way up to in the 80s, but for the most part it's like 60s, 79, and my GPU is kind of just chilling over there while my CPU temperature is pretty much higher. But overall you can see my render speeds are definitely going faster than before. Before it takes like 30 minutes, but right now you can see my temperatures is way lower, and also my rendering time is lower so far. I'll check in with you guys later on. Just a quick update again. So as you can see, we have 7 minutes remaining, and right now the time is 14 minutes. And let's go ahead and check out the temperatures real quick. So let's see how the temperatures are looking. So pretty much the temperatures are in the 70s right now, the 60s, and also for the GPUs around the 50s. I realize that every time the CPU usage go up, the temperature also goes up. but for the most part it maximum goes up to like, I want to say high 70s, and sometimes it go to the low 80s, but for the most part it stays between the 60s and the 70s, and sometimes even in the 50s, as you can see right now. But yeah, just checking in with you guys, and yeah, it's really loud in here, guys. As you can see, my GPU usage is at 99 or 100%, and you can see the temperatures are still cool, like it's at 50 degrees Celsius. And for my CPU, as I said, it's just fluctuating between 55 and also in the 60s and sometimes in the 70s. The fans are maxed out at 6,600 RPM and 6,400 or 300 RPM. So yeah, right now we are like 24 minutes and 48 seconds in, and it's about to complete. So yeah, definitely some faster rendering speeds compared to when the CPU cooler was off. Alright guys, so as you can see, the rendering just complete just now, and it completed like 6 minutes earlier than before. So as you can see, it took like 27 minutes and 21 seconds, and this was with the laptop cooler at maximum speed, and also the computer fans itself at maximum speeds. And the temperature was ranging from pretty much around in the 50s to the 70s. I pretty much saw it went up to 80 like probably once, but after that it was like pretty much in the 50s and 60s, to be honest. So yeah, definitely makes a huge difference whenever you use this laptop cooler here. So let's talk about some of the downside of the llano V12 Ultra laptop cooler. So one of the biggest downside to this laptop cooler is the size that it comes in. Like, this laptop cooler size is pretty big. Like, it is not a laptop cooler that you want to take around with you. Like, this laptop cooler is meant to be on your decks and just stay on your decks. Like, if you use your laptop on a desk most of the times and just on that same desk, it doesn't go anywhere else with you, then this would be perfect for you. But if you're looking for a laptop cooler to carry around with you, then this might not be the best option for you because it's kind of massive. Like, it is bigger than most laptops out there. So it kind of be like you bringing around 2 laptops with you. So the next downside is kind of just me being picky, but I wish that you could just tilt this laptop however you want or rotate it however you want. But right now you only have like 3 options to tilt this. You can tilt it at the lowest or the second lowest, or you could tilt it at the highest. Also, I did mention how well this was designed, but I think one design flaw to this was that the fact that you can see that not every laptop will be supported with this laptop cooler right here. Like, if your laptop has a lot of vents on the edge and not in the middle, like, then more than likely those vents will be covered up by this foam right here. So make sure if you're looking to get this cooler right here, make sure that your laptop doesn't have vents on the edges, because more than likely the foam will block your vents and pretty much your laptop won't be able to cool as efficient as possible. But for me, it worked perfect for me, and I'm using the Asus ROG Zephyrus M16, and it worked pretty much good for me because my vents are kind of more in the middle and not on the sides. As you can see, using a laptop cooler really makes a difference, because when I wasn't using the laptop cooler, my render time was around 33% and my temperatures was like way in the 70s and way in the 80s. And as soon as I turn on my laptop cooler, you could see that my temperature dropped to in the 50s, 60s. I mean, I did see go in the 70s here and there, but it mainly remains in the 50s and 60s, which is really good. That's where you get the peak performance out of your CPU and your GPU. Honestly, if you have a Windows laptop, then you should be using a laptop cooler with your Windows laptop, because not only will it make your workflow more efficient, but it also expand the lifespan of your laptop, because using your laptop at a cooler temperature will not burden your GPU or your CPU, because whenever your GPU and CPU is really hot, it doesn't work as efficient as possible, and also it just basically degrades your CPU and GPU. So try to get a laptop cooler as soon as possible if you're using a Windows laptop. A link to the llano V12 Ultra will be in the description. Let me know if you guys have any questions about this laptop cooler down below in the comment section, and also like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.